So in today's challenge, you are going to be working with aggregations. All right. So what's my question? Count how many students are in the table. Okay. This is our first question for the day. So to count everything, we need to type our select everything from the asterisk is you selecting all the columns from what table? From students underscore scores semicolon. Let's run this. Yeah, count. Sorry, we're supposed to add count in brackets. Let me bring this down, and then let me bring this down to make it look nicer. Okay. Okay, so we have 79. Count how many students are in this table. So it's actually 79. Okay, perfect. What else? The other question is calculate the average Python score. So let's go. First of all, we type our select clause and we type average. It's supposed to be AVG. AVG in parentheses Python score. So you're going to type our Python underscore score. So we need to type it exactly the way it is spelled. So let's go to our tables. Our table student score. Let's look at our column. So how is Python score spelled? Here. All right. So from our student score table underscore score student scores. The name of the table is scores. It has S here. So let's go calculate the average. All right. So this is the average. So let's say I want to round it up to 2 decimal places. Okay, so I'm going to do round in brackets. All right. And then here I'm going to do comma 2 close brackets. Right. Let's see if it will work. Yes. So we have rounded it up to 2 decimal places. Perfect. So what's the next question? The next question is get the minimum and maximum DB score. Okay, so let's go. Select IMN. So in brackets, DB, exactly how it is spelled here. Okay. So DB underscore score, comma. We also want to get marks in brackets DB underscore score. Okay, sorry, not the S, DB. All right, we want to, from what table? From students underscore scores table. So let's run this. So the minimum score is 30 and the maximum score is 100. So let's say we want to see the names of the students with their DB and maximum score. So let's go under our select. So let's choose first underscore name, comma. How about last underscore name, comma. Yeah. So let's run it this way. Okay. First name, um, The column student course at first name must appear in the group by clause. Okay, so if you're doing this, must then group by, okay, DB score, we want to group by department, not department. So we also want to see their Python score. Okay, so let's say comma DB score actually. DB underscore score. Okay, so if you're using aggregation, remember you must add your group by to your aggregation. So we are going to add group by first underscore name. Group by first name. So I'm supposed to group by everything here, comma, last underscore name. Yeah, so I'm supposed to group by the first name and the last name. Okay, yes. So min and max 54. Okay, okay. So the minimum, why is it showing the same? Minimum and max. So the minimum is showing ongoing, and what's the max? The max is done. No. I want get the minimum and maximum DB score. Control X. Let me take out this. Delete. Let's run this again to know the min and max. 30 is the minimum score. Max is 100. So I want to see the person's name. First underscore name, comma, last underscore name, comma. So because I'm using aggregation, I must use my group by clause. Group by, so I'm going to group by the first underscore name, comma, and also the last underscore name. Okay. So let's order by, let's see. Order by DB underscore score. Ascending. Is it supposed to be this? Let's run it. Yeah, I'm supposed to choose. Is it the main? I want to order by the main. I want to add that main there. Yeah, I'm supposed to add this like this. I'm also supposed to add the arts as well. Okay, so we have our main. So Prof. Becklin has the lowest. So let's see ascending. Let's see descending. James Lunde has the highest. Perfect. Okay, so let's move on to the next challenge question, which is show total study hours by gender. Okay, so let's do this. Select by gender. So we want our gender column. Okay, gender. We want from what table? From student scores. Select total study hours. We also want study hour, that's some study underscore hour. How is this spelled here? Look at it. Okay, total study hour. All right. Okay, we're also going to use our group by, but there's a way to go about it. If you don't want to use your group by, there's a way to go about it. But let's use our group by. I want the group by gender. Okay, so let's select group by gender. This is how gender is spelled now. Some study hour. Okay, I don't want to use gender. Let me not use gender first. Let's run this first. Show study hour by gender. Total study hour is 118. No, 11,830. Show total study hours by gender. I want to see gender. It's not going to allow us to do this. I'm supposed to use group by. I knew we were supposed to use group by. Group by gender. Okay, okay. Oh, so we need to do data cleaning because we have two males. All right, one male is spelled right, one male is spelled wrongly. So we need to do data cleaning in this particular table. So we are going to be learning data cleaning once we are done with our filtering, aggregation, and basic select, and also group by and having clauses. Okay, so we'll come back to this. So this sum we want to change it to as total study, or let's just use study underscore r to rename our column, right? Yeah. So we have done this. So we are going to be moving on to the next challenge, which is on grouping and having. So let me just write this out in capital. Grouping by and having. Okay, so what's the question? Question says show the average entry exam score by country. Average entry exam score by country. So let's go. This is not supposed to be here. Okay, select. Want to select AVG in asterisk entry underscore exam. Okay, from student underscore scores table. Mind you, we're supposed to add country here. So we're going to type country as our column, comma. We also want to group by. If you're using aggregation, you must use your group by. If you're using all those your sum, mean, max, count, counter, distinct count, you must use your group by. We want to group by country. Okay. So let's round our average score to 2 decimal points. So we're going to type round just before your average, and then after your close brackets, enter comma and 2 close brackets. So we're rounding it to 2 decimal points. Yeah, so let's order our work. Order by. So I think we should rename this as AVG entry underscore exam. So I want to order by AVG underscore entry underscore exam. I want to order by ascending. Okay. Okay, yeah. We also need to clean this country. It is spelled in small letters. So we need to rename that. So the next question is list countries where average Python score is above 70. Let's go. Select. We want to select country. Country, the way it is spelled here, your column name, exactly the way it's spelled. This country's where average Python score is above 70. So we want comma to be there. List countries where average Python score, AVG Python underscore score. Right. We want to round this up as well, please. Round in brackets, comma 2. All right. We want to name this as AVG Python score. Let's put the underscore there. They said list countries where average Python score is above. So we want to from what table? From student underscore scores table, group by country, having what average Python score, having AVG Python underscore score greater than 70. Let me just explain this. So our question says list countries where average Python score is above 70. So you have selected your columns, right, that you want to see. You want to see country, you want to see Python score as average, right? Yes. So you want to round up the numbers to 2 decimal points. This is it. And you want to rename. If you don't rename your column, it's going to show you round as the name of the column. So we renamed it to average underscore Python underscore score. From what table? Your form clause is asking you what table. Yeah, so from our student course table, remember your aggregations work alongside your group by. You cannot perform aggregation without using your group by. Okay, you can actually do that, but there's another formula, whatever, to go about that. But if you're going about it this way, you must use your group by alongside with your aggregation. All right, so we want to group by countries. We want to see countries that have average Python score above 70. Remember, now there is a condition. They said above 70. So when you have a condition above 70 equals to 70 for your aggregation, you need to use your having clause. All right. If you're not performing an aggregation, if you're just asked where Python score is above 70, they did not ask you where average Python score, you're only asked where Python score, then you're going to be using the where clause. Okay. You won't use group by again, or you won't use having average. If you're asked list countries where Python score is 70, what you will use is just your select clause, your from clause, and your where clause. All right. But since this question has aggregation in it, and the aggregation here is what is average, you're going to be using your group by clause. And it goes beyond just average. They're asking you if it is above 70, that means you need to filter, average Python score of students that are above 70. So the filter statement to use for conditions like this would have worked with your aggregation is what having clause. So that's why I'm adding my having clause. So having average Python score greater than 70. So let's run this. Yes, so we can see Spain, but we have to we have to sort order by average AVG. Just type this thing exactly like this, okay? Average Python underscore score greater than, no, not greater than, no, ascending. Okay, so let's run this. Yeah, so France has the lowest average Python score from 70, please, greater than 70, right? Yeah. So that's that about that question. So what other question do I have? Okay, so I also have sorting. Okay, I have sorting challenge. And the question is sort students. We've already been using sorting anyway. Sort students by DB score. Descending. Yeah. So this is easier, right? This is easier. select DB score. The question says DB score. Okay, let me do tab. DB underscore score. Um, select DB score from where? From student underscore scores. I want to use order by. Our sorting statement is order by DB underscore scores ascending. Okay, the question says descending, DESC. Okay, yes, so but let's see the student's name now. Let's see the student's name. So let's see their first underscore name, and let's see I want to concat this, so I'm not going to put my one quotes. I want to concat their name, so I'm going to last underscore name. Let me close the bracket, and so I want to join the two names together. So I'm using my concat clause. Concat as student, or just as name. Yeah, here's your comma. Okay. Yes, so let's go. Let's run this. Yes. So James Blonde has the highest DB score, followed by Odd Knudsen. Okay, so what's the next question? Sort by country, then by Python score. Let's go. Select country, comma, Python underscore score. We also want to see okay, yeah. So from where? From students underscore scores table. Order by, to sort, you always do the order by statement. Order by, country, comma, Python underscore score. Sort by descending, Did it state what we are sorting by? Okay, so let's try this. Okay, descending. So we have the highest. Denmark has the highest Python score of 84. Is that the highest? From the highest to the lowest. It's not. So we need to. It said sort by country, then by Python score. Okay, do you know why? Um, our country starts from D. Okay, I didn't state our country starts from D, ascending order from A to Z, and our Python starts from the lowest. Is it from the lowest? Let's see. Let's take out this descending. Let's see. Let's see what it how it's going to sort. The same thing. Denmark. Sort by country, then Python score. Ascending. Order by country and Python score. Denmark. Country has ascended. Denmark to that's D to is arranged SUK. Python score is Python score not arranged? I can see 90 Python score. So we can only choose one that we want. So let's use Python score. Okay. To see what country has the highest Python score. Sorry, Nigeria has the lowest. Oh my god. What's going on, my Nigerians, in this particular database? What's going on? What they carry us now? So South Africa has the highest score of 91. Okay, so that's it about sorting in SQL. So let's move on to the next. This is sub query. Set student whose Python score is above the overall average. Ah, Get the student with the highest study hours. So I think I'm going to learn sub queries, and I'm going to come back here to try out the challenge. I don't know how to do sub queries. I'm going to come back here to share it with you guys. Bye.